Alrighty, let's begin here. I'm gonna pray that everything's in frame. Man, if I could, I would show you what my setup is, because it's quite a jank setup right now. Of course, the thing that I would be showing the photo with is recording the video currently. So let's see here. So I'm just gonna pray that everything stays in frame this whole time, but we'll see. So ain't that the truth? So yeah, this is the family's old Wii. So gonna see if I can repair it. The disk drive wasn't working the other day. Probably, I'm not too surprised it wasn't working. However, let me see here. I get the right screwdriver for this. I think it's this one. No, those are the tri-wings right there. My bad. I'll get back to that later. So yeah, this is what this is for. I don't know if that's gonna pick up on the video, but this is Nintendo and their good old proprietary systems. They like their proprietary screws apparently as well. Another tool for this actually. So you'll notice, so if you will go on the repair of these two here, and there's stickers, like literally just stickers that Nintendo put on there. You gotta lift up to get them off. So same thing with these stands actually. These little, I'm just praying. I just keep putting them back on each time. There we go. A little scared about where I want to put those. I'm just gonna put them back on each time. They're literally just gonna, they just stick back on. Look at that. So interesting thing about this Wii, we bought our first one back. So this is the second one actually. We bought our first one back in circa 2000, I want to say 8 or so. That was for a Christmas gift or post-Christmas gift. I had asked my parents for a Nintendo DSi. I already had a DS, and they're like, you know what? Because of prices, let's just get the family Wii. Like, and that was mind-blowing to me, man. Because I don't know, it's not that my family's against like getting video games necessarily for me. I already had a Game Boy Advance at that time. But just somehow getting a console. Like I had handhelds, but like getting a console seemed out of this world, man. So that's our first one. Fortunately, lightning strike died, I don't know, probably more than 10. Not quite 10 years later, but a few years after we had it. Went kaput on us. Video output wouldn't work. I looked for it. I was gonna see if I could repair that one. I think we like gave it away or recycled it or something. So this is the one we currently have. So yeah, we bought this. This is a used one. And oops, I should actually be using the thing I got. I think this one. No, that's the thing though about these things, man. They don't build them to be repaired. It feels very hacky, if you will, whenever I repair one of my consoles. Because I feel like I'm doing something that wasn't intended. Come on. That's the thing, you gotta buy, like the tri-wing I was talking about, you gotta buy a separate stinking tool just to get the dang thing to open on you. There we go. You can see that front panel opening. So yeah, the reason I had to repair this one. So it's crazy. I actually prefer, like I have better memories of the first one since it's just the older one, right? Closer to my childhood. But we've had this one much longer than the first one that died in the lightning strike. Alrighty, I think that will just come right off there. Make sure that's in frame. Not quite. Get the ATI logo right there. Oops, bottom. Come on. Oop. Yep, there it is. A lot of memories in this thing, too. Some interesting little dissonances. This one had like a whine, like a small little whine when you put the disc in. I think that's why the original owners returned it, actually. We got this used at a GameStop, man. Goes to show you how long it's been. Not sure if, well, you can get used Wii's, I'm sure, but I'm not sure in-store from GameStop just by going in anymore. Come on now. Not entirely surprised the disk drive died on this one, though. Playing with some homebrew, and it's like 25 years old at this point. We'll see if this even repairs it. Scares me, man. Strange existential crisis in video games. The more we try to preserve them, seems like the more we kind of realize how much things can't be preserved, if you will. Alright, it's a strain. I don't mean to be like pretentious in that necessarily, but in the sense that we like think things become digitized and we think they're going to last forever, but even the hard drives we have, those things digitized on, they're not going to last forever. Yeah, we can convert the data. Data just goes over to another disk. It's like, how long is that disk going to drive? And that disk drive going to last? I don't know how you word that. It's like every time I unscrewed it, it pushed itself back in. Alright, that should come now. There we go. But yeah, you ask me, gaming peaked with the Wii. I am definitely a Nintendo fanboy at heart, I'll say that much. But it's funny, the Wii U was my last console I purchased. I do not have a Switch. Thank goodness. Alrighty, let's see here. Got the instructions up top here, so. Wii U comes out, what, 2012? I'm like, I wasn't done playing the Wii. Still were games I wanted to play. Still are games I'm playing. Whoop. That. There it is. Holy crap. Look at the size of that thing. Yep. Now these ones on top. Kind of glad that I can repair the disk drive as well here. Always concerned about it because it was whining. Hopefully this one won't whine, we'll see. On the other side, eh? Yep. First, so I mean, it was Wii Sports was the first game, bundled of course, but I think the first non-bundled game we got was Rubik's World of all things. It's like only $15 at the time. Ooh, that one, so that's a tri-wing as well. That one right there is holding the battery for the boot, I think, if I remember correctly. Now again, these ones, just kind of left them off. But yeah, those have stands on them, which, or no, I took them off earlier, my bad. What are these, tri-wings? Those are tri-wings. Okay. Again, what this thing is useful for. Make sure that spend way too much money on the screwdriver, but gets the dang thing done, I'll tell you what. Actually says right there, Y1. Rubik's World. Based on the Rubik's Cube, a bunch of puzzle games. Not the worst you can do, we still have it, actually. Quite a good game. It's held up over the years, actually. Nope, I forgot one on top. It's interesting in terms of like memorable games. What really comes to mind, actually, I think I need to take that bottom one off still, is actually My Sims Kingdom. That was my sister's favorite game. Had a lot of playtime on that one. My Sims Kingdom and Rubik's World, yeah. Good memories. Good memories of those games. Is this quite loose? Yep, almost. Might need one more to get off. Yep, there's the battery. So much of our lives we put into these little devices, yet we already know, we always know, one day they're never going to turn on again. But we keep repairing them anyways. There we go. Like a glove. There she is. That right off, but let's see here. There we go. Metal, man. You don't see that in a Nintendo Switch. Don't make them like they used to. It's interesting. My general idea was I'll talk about my memories of this thing while I'm repairing it, and I don't know. Nothing like profound comes to mind when I think through like all the memories of like what comes to mind first, and it's mostly just sitting on the couch playing either Mario Kart Wii with friends, playing New Super Mario Brothers Wii with friends, playing let me think here, My Sims Kingdom with my sister, and those good memories. There's no like, it's about happy to say there's no like in-game moment that's particularly profound so much as I just remember enjoying the times I had with friends playing it. Or just kind of the memories of the worlds that they were inside, right? Connector underneath. That's the problem with the guides, is because sometimes the version you have of your console is like slightly different. Pretty sure these need to come out. Those actually need to come out. This is interesting time the Wii came out as well. The internet itself. Oof, there are 2 strips of something in there. Look at that. Let me see. That came out easily. There we are. That's what the underside looks like. Ooh, I hate these. Ooh, I hate these. There's the old one. Here's the new one. Snazzy. It's definitely, you can tell that's different. Hope that's not going to be an issue, and hope that's just how they manufactured it. J65078 A97993. Interesting. Interesting. Has a QR code. I'm very curious about what a QR code on a disk drive, on a Wii disk drive, does exactly. I will be checking that out later. Okay, so should be. I hate these because you just stick them in and then pray that they're stuck in correctly when you latch them back down. The reason it came out easily is because it's barely in there in the first place. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay, let's see here. There you have it. New disk drive. But yeah, I can understand why They don't. Nintendo doesn't like disk drives. It's sort of silly for. I'm not saying it's justified necessarily, but I can see why. This is a lot of parts. Most of this, you take that disk drive away, there's very little moving pieces. After that, yeah, I can understand why they don't like disk drives. There we go. Nope. That did not work. It fell in opposite direction this way it's supposed to go in. These screws do not like me. I don't feel like I had closure with the Wii, really. The Wii U comes out. Of course, it's the Wii U. It's a successor, but it's not like the Wii 2, you know what I mean? It's not the sequel to the Wii. It's just it's the Wii U. And I wasn't done playing the Wii U, man. The Wii, excuse me. Still games I wanted to play. Still games I do play. There's life in these things yet. You check out the modding communities these days, man. Whew. They are working on stuff. There's no good way to put this thing in. This is going to be one heck of a video to edit. This is going to suck. But you see, what I'm trying to do is basically these two connections are hidden underneath this metal panel here is the issue. So aligning them is a pain in the butt. There we go. I don't know if you saw that, but basically the screw finally magnetized to the screwdriver, so I can get the dang thing back in. All right, one more. All right. There we go. All right. All right, we got to do this whole thing in reverse now. Sure, those are in there all the way. Don't strip the plastic out. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. I don't feel like the internet kind of fully come into realized public consciousness, if you will, until circa mid 2010s, right? And the Wii was coming on just as the internet was sort of, it was definitely coming in during the 2000s, but it still wasn't getting like mainstream public use until like until the 2000s when the Wii was coming in. And it was kind of janky still, kind of if you remember the eShop, or it's not the eShop, goodness gracious, the WiiWare. That was kind of a big thing, downloading games online. Steam was just coming in as well. You got the Xbox shop coming in as well. I forget. I don't play Xbox, so it was like Xbox Live Store or something. I don't remember the name of it. I had friends who played, but never had one myself. Don't intend to get one. It's a little concerning with the concept of cloud gaming coming in. It's the classic you'll own nothing and be happy, if you will. Sort of, I don't know. It's sort of cloud gaming, sort of already here, right? With Xbox Pass, Game Pass. It's like everyone's saying online, it's like Xbox is dead. Well, it's like, well, sort of. In some ways, yes, and in other ways, kind of Xbox Game Pass is just sort of here to reign in its stead. And of course, as a Nintendo fan, it doesn't matter, because Nintendo doesn't give a crap about its online stores. There we go. There we go. That is nice and tight, I'll tell you what, man. It is interesting, though. I mentioned the Nintendo not caring about its shops once they open or close, really. Just kind of here for a moment in time and they're gone forever, sort of feels like. And yet, archive.org exists. Sort of things are gone, yet they're not gone, but they kind of are gone. I don't know. No one really knows the legalities yet. And no one freaking... That is a thing, though. It drives me nuts. Like, and this has kind of come into more kind of mainstream talk on YouTube, at least I've seen recently, is like, you should care more about archivalists, and then, like, the game company themselves seem to hate archiving. It's just like, why is that? Why do you treat your own games like garbage, really? Just kind of go off into oblivion. Again. Ooh, that's nice. Nice little slide. Is that right? No. Not yet. Discrot 2, right? It's like we want physical, and yet how long are the physical things supposed to last? It's like books last longer, for crying out loud. Books don't really rot, if you know what I mean. You store them correctly, they're gonna last forever. You know, we have games and they're like they have a mortality rate to them, like built in. Two things, they're both executables. You can't just open it and can't just dump a ROM and then see the code. You got to like decompile it, and that's a process. It's an art form. It's interesting. They have like copy protection built in terms of you can't just like open up source. Takes some very high level technical know-how to get it to work. All right, now it's the slots in. I guess it's interesting. That's what I kind of go to, discussing these like interesting things of like, how long do games last? How long should they last? What matters? Sort of a thing. Alrighty then. Hopefully all the screws are back where they're supposed to be. Whoop. Hopefully that was not a bad click. Okay, I'm gonna hope everything's just... That was a good click and everything went back into place where it was supposed to. We'll see. It is funny though, yeah. This talk's been going on the nets for a long while now of why aren't video games taken seriously. They're not seen as like, you know, you go to movie theater, Dune's the current thing, Dune Part 2. Like I've kind of mentioned this in a blog post, but I could like bring, if you just go to like work, go to like a professional setting, you can bring up Dune Part 2 and be like, yeah, great movie. You can talk about it. It seems normal. You talk about Pengia golf. You look weird suddenly. It's like, what video game, can you bring up that during the work setting that you can actually discuss at length? And if you've played, I don't know, if you've seen Jonathan Blow's work on The Witness, like I feel like that's a game I could bring up in a normal kind of like, oh, have you tried The Witness? That's a game I feel like can sustain conversation. It's a bit of a brutal game, but to Jonathan Blow's point, and to many of the points he makes if you follow his work, I can bring that up in conversation as compared to like some Super Smash Brothers Brawl or like, I don't know, some weird Katamari Damacy. The Witness feels like a game I can bring up. It's interesting, it's a design thing too. There's reasons that I can't, that games, like their absurdity, and I've written long blog posts about this too, that they prefer Because there's this absurd and kind of silly and wonderful fantasticism nature to them, naturally. To some extent, you have these conversations about why aren't video games art, why aren't they taken seriously? I'm like, why do you want them taken seriously? Why can't we just keep them to ourselves, if you will? Do you really want the public involved in our discussion? I don't know. That's what kind of makes them special too, right? They're not for everyone, quote unquote. So, these things just that we understand as gamers, whatever that means. I don't know. What I do know is we need to take the games we make more seriously, or how we make games more seriously. I will say that. I will say a lot of people do understand this, a lot of the indie realm. I think a lot of AA developers that we don't pay much attention to actually do a good job of this. It's like the popular people, the noisy ones, if you will, Activision, EA, Blizzard, kind of drowning out everyone else, kind of making these for the populous games, if you will. That's a very cynical way of putting it. But I do feel like, kind of drowning things out in some ways. It's funny, and that's why I bring that up. I don't play Ubisoft games. I don't play EA games, really. I'm trying to think of the last EA. I think the last EA game I played was, in fact, My Sims Kingdom. That's crazy. 5mm Phillips A. Crap, I hope I put this thing back together. I have these other screws where I'm like, I hope I put those in the right place. Don't have to tear the whole dang thing down again. Yeah, I think those just happen to go. See, I'm seeing all these screws and I'm like, I hope these screws left over, and I'm like, I hope I put the ones that are supposed to go back in the right place. It is interesting. You see the community with all the modding and the Reconnect 24, if you've seen that. That they're basically just trying to replicate the original experience. And this technology's quote unquote been surpassed long since. So it's like, why do we stick with this? I don't think it's simple nostalgia. Simple nostalgia does not simply make you spend thousands of hours doing freaking assembly code programming. If you've ever tried assembly program, I haven't touched it, but I am a programmer, and oof, I can only imagine. What are we trying to capture? Yeah. I don't think it's simple memory. Simple nostalgia that we repair these things. So there's two teeny, look at those things. I'm not even sure that's going to show up. Look at those things. So I'd taken them off. I'm like, where do these go? I think they go in these holes. Let me see. I don't know. But I do have just two screws kind of left over from a previous repair. Where I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Wait, hang on. Oh no, those go through, that's why. Those might be what those... I don't even know, man. I don't even know. I don't think that's where that goes, though. Yeah. I have these two leftover screws from a previous repair. I'm like, where do they go? Where do they go? I don't know. Alright. A lot more parts, I say. That's what kills me too, right? You pay so much more for the Nintendo Switch, yet there are so fewer parts you gotta put back in there. It's interesting, the motion controls. Those haven't really stayed around. I mean, the Switch still kind of has them. And then the Xbox Kinect came out. They tried to piggyback off of that. The Sony PlayStation Move is a little bit more blatant. Oof. A little bit more blatant in its copying. Still doesn't really stick around. They use it for their VR system now. So I guess in some ways motion controls are still around, but they're kind of... We thought they were going to catch on and be like, you know, oh, we're much more involved in our games now. You know, your motion is inside the game. Now we just still use Pro Controllers. Pro Controllers and Xbox controllers for games. Or mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard. It's been around since the beginning. Going to be around until the end of time, I swear. Get the feeling that these are the wrong lengths that I'm putting back, but that's life. One's a went that I didn't know. These things are not built to last. They're built to be used for a time. I don't know, I'm getting like super existential while repairing a Wii. That is a thing though I've thought about in the past, is kind of Minecraft is the first time we got a game. Well, not the first time. We had like MMOs and stuff right before Minecraft came along, but Minecraft, this idea that they just perpetually update it, that you'll like kind of never have to play another video game again. We put so much time into that, into these single games, and then suddenly, if anything happens to these single games, what happens to our parts of our lives we put into them? It is interesting too. That's a thing. I'm talking about that. You can't just bring up certain video games in like everyday conversation sort of a thing. There's still sort of these niche things to some degree, feel like. I think I might have used the wrong screw. Just don't tell anyone. No, actually that might be the right screw. I don't know, man. It's not budging, I'll say that much. Might have broken my power button forever. I think that's what that is, but here we are. Here we are. See, I have 3 of these. I don't remember where they go. Well, that's a little concerning, because I got 3 of these left. I don't know where they go. So, with that, I think I'm gonna take a break. If I need to repair it, I will have to do that off screen, because I'm not toying with that right now. So, we'll have to show you if this works at a later date. Thank you for watching. Success, it appears. Success.